Hi y'all, it's Michelle, the Southern Shell, and I'm here with another Christmas in July video. So look at how adorable these are. These can be used as ornaments or just attach them to your gifts, and what a wonderful way to just highlight a gift a little better, and then they can hang them on their tree. Or you can make these with your kids to put and give to grandparents or whatever you want to do. And if you recognize these are the Dollar Tree Christmas stickers that are made out of wood. And if you're anything like me, when those came out, I did my best to get what I could, whether financially, just, you know, don't like wipe them out. You know, somebody else might want to come in there and get a few, but also, you know, be frugal with your money too. I had some, and I had a lot left over from different projects that I have made, and I thought these would make adorable gift embellishments that they could also hang on the tree later. How fun, how fun. You can put a year on the back of it. You can do whatever you like. So I'm going to show you how you can create these. So the first thing you're going to need is now I used this paper here. Let me move these out of the way. Now I just used music printables, music sheets that I had around, whether they were freebies or whether they were on a kit that I had gotten. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to use. You don't have to use music sheets. I just thought it looked really good. And they're all Christmas music. And so what I did, I'm going to turn this over, is I scored at every 1/4 inch. If you don't have a scoreboard, you can use a straight edge, and you can use anything you need. You can use the end of a paintbrush. You can use a closed ink pen. You can use a bone folder, whatever you happen to have. If you don't want to do anything like that, you can also just cut the strips down, and I'll show you what to do next. But after I scored it, I went ahead and came back in, and I cut my strips at 1.5 inches. Now some of them are, you know, the end pieces may be not quite the same size, but I cut them so that they would all be very, very similar. And then what I did is I come in and I go to the back of my paper, and I just take it and I fold along each of those little creases just once. And this helps get my paper started so that I know I'm folding on those lines. So that now when I come back in, after it's all folded one direction, I can come in and I can start folding my accordion. And I know right where my folds are, so I can fold it up, pop it in, fold it down. And that accordion fold makes it so much easier. Now, if you want to do these with your kids, just cut out the strips and let them accordion fold it. It may not be perfect, but that's what is the best. I mean, it's the best with your kids. You can just make them 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1 inch, however you want to do it and however they want to fold it. So once you have all of those accordion folded, I am now going to take and I'm going to meet these up, and I'm going to attach these pieces together. And this looks like it has less words on it, so I'm just going to take my art glitter glue. Goodness, look how dirty that bottle is. Had it for a long time. I keep refilling it. So I'm going to put that art glitter glue in there. Look at my pen. It's been around a while. Anyway, and so now I'm just going to bring it around, and I'm going to put the mountains and the valleys together so they just sit in there and fold nicely. Now I do have my hot glue guns heating up, they are ready to go. So once this gets dry and I get it folded in there nicely, what I want to do is, I know that this one I cut at 2 inches, so it's not going to fold nicely into a rosette. So I'm going to come in and I am just going to trim it off on one end. It doesn't have to be even. It gives it more character. If you want to kind of just weave it a little bit up and down, you can do that. So now when you open it, you not only have the accordion, now you've got your flat side, your even side, and I want to come back in and make sure this is all folded up so it accordions nicely. You have those mountains and valleys. Just bring it on in. So if you don't do this, it's going to just be harder to maneuver. So I just give it a little bit here, and it just pulls right around, and you can see now that it's just. And so now I'm going to take it and I'm just going to push it down just like this. And so now you see we've got a little wavy edge. And you know, I don't use my wet glue on these because they pop up way too easy. So I'm going to use my hot glue, and I'm just going to have it, it's just going to be up just a tiny bit like this, and I'm just going to put it kind of like on the inside, right in there, and it kind of drips on down to the bottom. I have my silicone mat, so that's not a big deal. And then I'm going to push it down together and just give a slight push to the center on all the edges until that cools. It's just going to cool and sit, and once that does, you're going to have just a easy little rosette done. What I did is, as I was working on another one, I just took my little ink blocks here and I just set them like that, so that as that cools, I can be working on another one. What I did next is I took my inks. I have some red, and I have some vintage stain, and I have some black soot, and I just took the inks and I went over the tops of those little pieces here. So I'm just going to come right on down on those little creases where they've lifted. The glue starting to grab, so I don't have to worry about that as much. It's still not set. It's still not set. I can see that. And then I'm going to just come in with another color there and just hit those edges. Come in and just pop. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's vintage. There we have our little rosette ready to roll. So the next thing I did is I took one of my stickers, and you can see with these wood ones, I used, so for the snowflakes, I actually just used a white pigment ink and just put some on that snowflake so it's not as wood looking. And the others here, I have the gift, the mitten, and the candy canes. I used my alcohol markers, my Spectrum Noir, and I just colored in those, gave a few highlights where needed. This one, like I said, I just inked it up in some pigment white and put a white table scatter snowflake on top of that. Let's just go ahead and grab these. Let's do a Christmas tree on this. So I have these glitter Christmas trees I can put on there, or I can do one that I can color. Let's do one we can color. So here's one that we can color. I take the little foam dot off the back. Hot glue right in the center. Now you can color these first when they're still on the packaging, which would probably be a lot easier. I put them all together, and then I just sat and I gave them a little bit of color. So these are actually my Spectrum Noir, and these are my Tri Blends. So these are 3 markers in each one. There's 2 different kinds here. The light gray are actually the brush tips, which I absolutely love. So let me show you. You can open it. This is the medium tone. It tells you right here. This is, pull it back around. You can line them all up. So we have light, medium, and dark. And you have your foam tip brushes. And so I'm just going to come in with this yellow and just do a couple yellow dots on there. And then these are, you still have the light, medium, dark, but these are the bullet tips. You see those? Okay. So I am going to just come in with the bullet tips and do that. And let's do, this is the dark red, light, medium, and dark. I'm going to do the dark red here. Just do dark, how about a light red. And with these stickers, because the wood, the grain of the wood is actually, it does tend to seep that way, so just take your time. So now I'm going to take my light green and I'm just going to go over and I'm going to come back in with some of my medium tone, and I'm just going to start doing some highlights. And now for the dark on the very end. And now I'm just going to come right back over again with my light. Now if you hit your other colors with your alcohol marker, it will reactivate that alcohol and it will make it want to move some more. So I am just going to do this trunk, and I think I'm going to do a brown. And I just have this earth brown, and I'm going to pull it up in the dark. So the last thing I needed to do was put a string on it. And I have some of my bookbinding thread. And I'm just going to cut me off a small little piece. Oops, didn't want to stand up. And I'm just going to take it, fold it in half, and make a knot of it. Here's the top of my tree, so I'm going to turn it over and find a valley on this side. So top, valley, just lay that glue down and lay in the string. And then once that's cool, you've got it done. How stinking cute are they? I really like the way they turned out. I am so pleased. Guys, I hope you give this a try. Rosettes are fairly easy to do, fun to make with your kids. Just enjoy the time, and they would make a great addition to your gifts and packages this year. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend with me. And I hope that you guys all have a wonderful rest of the week. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will consider doing so now by hitting that subscribe button. If you want to know when I'm uploading a new video, hit that bell notification and YouTube should notify you when my latest video has gone live. As always, guys, stay safe. God bless. Bye for now.